streaming, best production. You can always count on Afrodyne Multimedia, a department that handles a very special aspect of your production, be it streaming across the entire world. You can always trust us. Come, let's do business together. Place a call, send a message, we will get back to you. All you need to do is to send us a message via SMS or WhatsApp on our lines, and we will get to you. And that sends us straight away to the other chapter for the morning. And what is the chapter saying? The chapter is saying a very simple thing. We want to say thank you all for being part of today's edition of the Morning Focus. And right after that, we are coming your way with the newspaper. Now, one of the stories that has become a hit run story is the LGBTQ plus.
LGBT.
Oh boy, we woke up one day and they said the bill. We were going to bed. They said the bill has been passed. How? Even to the surprise of the Speaker of Parliament.
Then pass them.
How? In his absence, they passed the bill. How did they do that? Without telling him. Well, you watched the Blaster yesterday. Did you watch it again? You did not. Oh,
I don't remember the last time I watched.
I just showed me the bits of where the goals happen. I think I watched Ghana in the second half.
Okay.
Not the first half.
Okay. You watched Ghana.
Now what I'm saying is that I watched football in the second half.
Watch. It means the first time they could hear. That's a diplomatic way of saying first half they could hear.
Oh no, I'm just trying to say the play I saw in the second half, the changes that came in the second half, the players that came in the second half. I watch football. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. But first, you said you watched Ghana, which means you were emphatic that the game na first half na there.
First half na goalless. Okay. At least second half we came alive.
Okay.
At least there's
I like there are some injuries in the camp, so
you can see an improved. You can see those surging round. You can see those individuals who really prove the point.
A guy who has no expectation, his heart cannot be broken. If you have no expectation, your heart can't be broken.
And the more I'm share game, a call saying, saying, you understand. But I just want you, I just some few seconds. If you can blow it up for those who mix it up yesterday at 6:45 when the game started, I just want you to watch some play. There's one player that in our two previous games that he came in cost us some 2 penalties that people were having doubt about that player. That is Ajete. But I can tell you he was one of the brilliant sport yesterday. One of the fantastic players you can think of. Now, when you have a player like Myanmar coming in also in the second half, you could see that surging rounds that were created in the front line. You see some kind of cohesion. You see some kind of understanding the play. Now you see the play. Hello, good morning. All right, so now let's go have a feel of that game.
Se escalonó muy bien, ahí. El centro. Los juegos quieren hacerlo. Brooks. Allá viene Brooks. Qué bien se echó para atrás. Nunca se la comió. Cuidado, por ahí caía un futbolista ganés. En la cobertura que se acaba dando. Es que le da en el abdomen. Al momento de entender. Allá viene Brooks. Pone el centro Brooks. Brooks apenas llegó, no encuentra los huecos y por eso tiene que intentar por el mismo costado Numa. Numa, el centro tapado. Allá viaja la pelota. El remate arriba llegó para poder meter el testarazo a Yutey. Pero el balón se fue afuera. Les ganaron en la cobertura y por poco y les hacen daño a los galeses. Vean cómo llegó y a poner la velocidad. Se lleva el primero, se puede meter hasta el área. Levanta la vista, engancha, le pega. Gran tajada, contra el remate, poste, contra el remate, gol. Después de que había atacado Marlowe, el balón se vuelve a estrellar en el poste, pero traía un destino esa esférica y era atravesarse las redes porque le vuelve a caer al 3 y la empuja para que caiga el primero del partido. Esto es lo que tiene Ghana. El rompimiento, la velocidad, hay un error que acaba ganando la Thomas Asante. Empiezan a cuajar la jugada y ven la velocidad que le acaban imprimiendo, tomando mal parada la defensa, como engancha. Ahí está Darrow, el contrarremate y en por de tiempo Sasayi acaba empujando la pelota, la velocidad en el despliegue que acaba mostrando para llegar a todo el territorio. Enganche, va, la tocó para atrás, centro de primera, remate que le sale a las manos de Darrow. No le pudo dar el buen destino a la opción. Que Parou, el salto, el rebote, la echó afuera. Ahí apareció Kumas. No le puede dar una buena dirección al remate. El centro de Williams es bastante bueno. Y estaba solo Kumas. Sí, quizás no con tanto ángulo de remate, pero él salta además. Saltó mucho Kumas. Ciudad de Numa. Ahí viene Numa. Engancha el primero, engancha el segundo. Tocaba, pelota rebotada. Thomas Asante, la echó afuera. Pero lo de Numa, vaya que tiene velocidad de despliegue, es un demonio. Ha puesto en aprietos en constantes ocasiones. Tal es así que en recorte de Williams, que ha sido el mejor de Gales. El centro, el remate, se empató el partido.
All right, so that was Ghana's play against the Wales yesterday. If compared to the 5 earlier games we've played, you tell me you didn't watch all the 5 earlier friendlies we played against Germany, against Austria, but this second half looks an improved Black Star. There's some commitment.
Is Wales playing in the World Cup?
Wales is not playing in the World Cup. And Wales, all the friendlies they've played, they've not lost any of the game. They've not lost any of the game. And that tells you they are not a bad side. It's just unfortunate they aren't going to the World Cup. Quite unfortunate. But that is football for you. So the Black Stars finding their way to play in that friendly, and the Black Stars are going into this game. Well, interestingly, that is where we find ourselves this morning. So it's kind of interesting. So for those of you who watched the game, you can also express your thoughts and how you saw the game. Once again, we want to welcome you to your trusted breakfast and the current affairs and discussion platform, when we break down the biggest national conversation shaping Ghana and the world. Today's edition, we bring a powerful blend of governance and morality, faith and what? Economy and environmental responsibility. Issues that continue to define the direction of our nation are the things we're going to look at today, from the parliament to the pulpit, from policy room to the streets. The question we asked this morning goes straight to the heart of Ghana's future. Now, let me give you a background of this. Ghana continues to navigate a complex debate involving lawmaking, economy, sustainability, and environmental protection, and moral governance. And as public expectation rises, there is increasing scrutiny on how institutions, especially Parliament, the courts, and religious bodies shape our national direction. At the same time, economic pressures and environmental challenges, particularly illegal mining, are testing the effectiveness of our current policies. Today's shows, we are going to examine whether existing approaches are working or whether Ghana needs a reset in a key policy area. But that's the mantra now, reset. The Human Sexual Rights and Family Value Bill, should Parliament revisit the legislation? That's the question I want to ask this morning, because we begin with a highly sensitive and a nationally debated issue. The Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill. With ongoing public discourse and legal implication, the question is whether Parliament should reopen or reconsider aspects of the legislation. So we'll explore the legal, the moral, and the human rights perspective shaping this debate. That is our front burner for this morning. We'll also go beyond that. We'll look at the national, the environment and the national development. I mean, the National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving. Can faith actively contribute to national development? There's a question there. And also, can Ghana achieve sustainable economic growth without increasing taxes? Who should shape Ghana's moral direction? Parliament, the courts, religious leaders, or the people? So the segment will unpack the intersection of governance, spirituality, and economy, environmental responsibility. These are the things that have been tabled for this morning discussion. Also will be joining us from the camps of the ruling National Democratic Congress, the NDC. And joining us also will be from the courtesies of the NPP. So when it's time, 8 a.m., we drop them into the studios and we begin to have this conversation. And I want to thank you for making time to join us this morning on your finest show. So, human sexual values. What's your take on that?
Human sexual values. This is a very, very, very sensitive subject. And I'm going to state what my personal views are, which I believe I have done before on this show. And then I'll look at all the issues that have come up. Well, I'm a Christian, right? I believe absolutely by salvation through grace, by grace through faith in our Lord Jesus Christ. And because the Bible is what guides my faith, I also believe, and rightly so, that unnatural carnal knowledge or any other way of expressing, one's sexual, whatever it is, contrary to how God created it, between man and woman, is wrong and is sinful. However, this is my personal belief, and I've stated it since this issue came up. I do not believe or think that somebody, two consenting adults, doing their stuff in their bedroom should concern me. The part of this bill that I personally support is the criminalization of the promotion and advocacy of LGBTQ+ activities. But I don't believe, and this is the first time I'm having to agree with the Honorable Afenyo Markin, that I don't think that somebody should be thrown into jail because they practice LGBTQ+. And I have my reasons. One, no research has shown that imprisonment reverses or what's the term? Undo LGBTQ+ tendencies. So what is the aim? If the aim is to get these people to conform to the natural order, I don't think that throwing them into jail is the way to correct them. Because I have read reports where even in the prisons, that is where some of these things even fester them more. So that is my personal view, and it is my personal views, not any political party's views, not the popular view on the street. It is my personal view, and my personal view is that yes, LGBTQ plus is a sin. I support the part of the bill that seeks to criminalize the promotion and advocacy of LGBTQ plus, especially teaching our kids. Same. I support that bill. But throwing somebody into prison just because they practice LGBTQ plus bill, I have personal issues with that part of the bill. So that is my personal views. Having said that, and I think that is Afenyo Markin's view, I realized that he made a post and later said it was not true because people came at him. When I first expressed these views, in fact, I mentioned here on the show that the leadership of my church invited me, and I'm not shy. I will express my views. I'm not saying LGBTQ plus is right. It is sinful, but I don't support people being thrown into jail just because they practice sin. So having stated my personal views and opinions on this, let's look at the issue. Now, when Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was in government, 9 legislatures, I believe there were 9. Sam Nate George, Dafian Mekpo, Reverend Tim Fojo, Adjuan Toso, and some others, right, presented a private members bill seeking to criminalize LGBTQ plus activities, promotion of same and advocacy of same. And even if you were a lawyer, you cannot advocate for, not advocate. Mean the LGBT. If you are a health practitioner, you cannot treat, so there were such clauses in the old bill. Parliament, which is the 8th Parliament, with NPP majority, which must be emphasized, NPP majority in the 8th Parliament, got the bill passed. The Clerk of Parliament transmitted the bill, or as you were made to understand that the President never received the bill. But there was an attempt to send the bill to the President for him to sign or to assent to it, for it to become a law. The President never did, citing some pending legal issues, which we got to know.
But the point is that once somebody decide to take the matter to the court for some interpretation, the president cannot assent to it. But until those matters are sorted out.
Absolutely.
Then you can now say the court has given clearance. There's nothing hanging it before he assent to it.
So, the thing is that there was no interlocutory injunction from the court stopping the signing of the bill. And if I remember events so well, what I remember is that the president even hinted on those legal issues before we got to know that Richard Delasky and I think another professor had gone to court to stop the signing of the bill. Yeah. So it was like he was pre-informing us of what was to come. How did the president know that somebody was going to court?
The point is that once he's got that information, he has to wait for the court to decide as to whether, once they have placed that someone has gone to court to make sure that he doesn't assent to the bill because of certain portions of it. Because the point is that if you look at the bill at that time, if, as we sit here, I speak something with regards to LGBTQ,
it could be picked up.
I will be picked up, and I'll be for 10 years.
Great.
And those aspects is where people were disagreeing.
Okay, so let me finish my point.
Let's look at all those angles before.
Correct. So one, we had 2 reasons why the president didn't sign the bill. 1, the legal issues, and 2, because of what you just said, some portions of the bill that some section of the public thought should be re-looked at.
Yeah.
Okay, so the president didn't sign the bill. The NPP lost the election. In fact, even if the NPP had won, a new administration would have been in place. When the NDC came, there were some people who thought that because Parliament had signed the bill already, the same bill that was passed, Parliament had passed, the same bill that was passed in the 8th Parliament should be presented to the President to sign. Others disagreed that because the bill was not signed by the President and there is a new administration, there is a new Parliament, the bill has to be brought back, has to be relayed the proper term. So they relayed the bill. Now, follow events carefully. NPP at the time, their issue, one of the key issues they raised for not signing the bill is that some portions of the bill were problematic. That is according to the NPP. In addition to the pending legal issues, some portion of the bill, like you said, which will not spare journalists if they made editorial on LGBTQ plus lawyers and health practitioners and staff. They saw that portion of the bill as problematic. And so the president was right not to have signed it. So the bill was laid in this 9th parliament. The NPP accused the government of dragging their feet. You remember there was a time Sam George had to come out strongly and defend the bill that, you know, you remember those things. It was because of the bashing, the kind of heat the NPP was giving them, that they were dragging their feet. The NDC is now in power and they had promised to sign the bill and they were not signing the bill and all of that. Now, the bill was finally passed with this, what's the term? Those things that they re-looked at, the portion of the bill that they felt were problematic, they re-looked at it and then took those things out and then got the bill signed. What again should Parliament do? That is the question. What is the NPP's case? Your issue was that some portion of the bill was problematic, which is why you justified the president at the time not assenting to it. That portion of the bill has been taken away. You know, and now what is your problem again? I am struggling to understand what the NPP's issue is currently.
You see, the problem is this. Once we've decided to make it a political issue, this is where we'll get the problems. Because it's a simplicity. If at that time, the NDC was pushing that, let's sign it as it is, irrespective of the procedural errors or whatever that went through it, just sign assent to it. Now, we all know that there are portions around it that if you do that, it will be like you are calling whoever assented to it the most wicked or whatever person that is. And then we carry it into the political arena. And that once the parliament has passed it and the president has not assent to it, when I come into power, I will assent to it. This is where we've made it a political. I will assent to it without even blinking an eye.
So
you understand?
So what is the point now? The point is that
the point is now, if we feel that there was a procedural error or procedural process that the president did not assent to, and you said whatever it is, you would have assent to it. Now you have the power and you are dragging your feet, then that is what it became a political. And I think that we should, you see, we should devoid of this
politics. I agree totally. I agree.
This is where we find out.
Politics will destroy us before we destroy ourselves.
It doesn't add up.
You see
that if it's wrong,
it's wrong regardless of which party.
Regardless of which party. You see, because we have played politics with, because we want the numbers, we know that okay, if we play on the emotions of people, it's okay. Once Parliament has passed, and we know implications and things that goes apart from the human rights aspect of it. One constitution also mandates that you protect even the minority, because it's a rule of law. It protects everybody. Constitutional law. It's in our books that we protect irrespective
of
whatever.
Great.
You see, so once you said, oh, I don't care about the constitution, when I come into power, I will sign it. Once you knew that there were some procedural processes that needs to go through to make sure that when it's out there, nobody, because even recently I heard the Honorable Sam George saying that our bill, that now it has become like a thorn, like we are pulling a rope, a tight rope that we are all pulling, this one pull, said Kenya picked ours. All they did was to change Ghana and put Kenya and pass the law. You know, sometimes
I get your view.
You get to,
I get your view.
To some of this and then ask yourself, are they in a way Apolitical.
You see, when this bill first came out, I was happy that for the very first time, we're going to see a bipartisan position on something in Ghana. And it was because the sponsors of the bill were from both political divides. There was Reverend John Intim Fojo, who was a minister, a deputy minister, I believe, of education at the time. So he was on the majority side, and then there were the minority. So in fact, this was a bipartisan sponsored bill, right? And so I was surprised when later on the whole thing turned politics. But of course, when the stakes are high, especially getting close to election, the politician will want to pick up just anything, right? So the NDC will tell you that, hey, at that time we saw him, Nana do you gay, we saw all those things. And you can understand because it was getting to election, right? Instead of understanding why the president was dragging his feet and all of that, the NDC decided to play politics with it, right? And the MPP at the time had all the reasons why the bill. I remember Afenyo Markin so well because I remember his position. In fact, he was the only MP I remember in the House. And you can understand, people were scared for their seats. But Afenyo Markin, fearless as he is, stood up on the floor of Parliament and expressed his disagreement and displeasure with the bill. He was the only one single person. I remember Eslowusu tried to say something little and oh yeah gay, no crowd say oh gay, no practicing gay. You see when we cannot reason beyond this some of this sentiment. But let me land. So yes, that was there. The NDC knew that there were problems with parts of the bill. But what was the MPPs say at the time? That let's take our time and go through these things. This is what the NDC has done now. Are we not supposed to say that, oh, asama ye kan ye, ene na omo ye, baby ye se nka omo yin film no, ene na sisi omo ye filmi. Enti ye sisi ano, sani bill no ti no eye. Which one is they have watered down the bill? Must we play politics with it?
The point is that if you look at how the bill was passed, even Agben Bawe say he's surprised.
Why is he surprised?
That is also another thing that brings to another point. What's going on?
Well,
you understand?
I'm trying to understand the speakers. I'm surprised by the speaker's surprise because the speaker, the first deputy speaker, are from the same political party, and I know that both of them, their position on this bill is the same. So why is he surprised about this bill?
Calling on all the committees involved. Let's relook at the whole.
The bill, as it stands, the bill has been passed. Have you ever heard that a bill that was passed?
You see,
it was passed though.
The point
will be brought to the same parliament.
Yes, it's passed. There are processes that it has to go through before it goes to the president to assent.
No. As Parliament has passed the bill, the next thing is for the speaker or the clerk to forward same to the president to assent.
The point is that they can still relook at something.
Why? No, the bill has been passed.
So let's look at it.
The bill has been passed.
Once we have, you see, we have turned this. If you ask me, I think we have turned this into a political football. And that is what is eating us.
A very needless one.
It's needless.
Yeah.
And that is what we found ourselves.
Yeah.
This thing could have been done without any political callous, without any shred of trying to push the. You see, already in the Constitution, we have that aspect of the Constitution. Now, if we say the Constitution surpasses every other aspect of our being, why now do we want to turn some things around?
What has been turned around?
You see, the point is this. Why are we turning this into a political circle? Because if you want to, how do you call it, tighten what you're doing, this shouldn't be a political
But I keep asking myself
because the question is that this one drags it, this one say you this one say you have done.
What is the demand of the MPP? As at now, they have not been able to tell us. They said they have watered down the bill. Which aspect of the bill has been watered down? The objective of the bill, I think 3 or 4 things. One, criminalize LGBTQ plus activities. Hasn't that been done? 2, ban or criminalize the promotion of LGBTQ plus activities. Hasn't that been done? Criminalize the advocacy of LGBTQ plus. Haven't that been done? Placing responsibility of Ghanaians, to report such acts. Haven't that been done by this bill? So which aspect of the bill has been watered down? So I keep asking myself, you were mounting pressure on the government to pass the bill. The bill has now been passed. Which one is they have watered down? Which part of the bill has been watered down and they have not been able to tell us? Has the objective of the bill been changed? No. So is it because they reconsider the bill, taking those parts that are problematic, which the NPP at the time supported? So what is the point now? Is it the point? Is it because another party came and they have passed it? I would have had any issue if, now they have taken out the entire objective of the bill. The same things that the NPP agreed at the time that was problematic. Parliament re-looked at it, took those portions out, signed the bill, and now the same people are angry that has been done. If this is not sheer politics, what is it again? Which part of the bill has been watered down? Section A, B, C, they have done this, the bill sought to do this, now they have taken that out. There is no single thing like that. The only portion of the bill that has been taken is the freedom of lawyers being protected, doctors, media people like you and I who can sit here and talk about LGBTQ plus activities and nobody will arrest us. That is what has been taken out. And in fact, the NPP at the time agreed, assigning Afenyo Markin, the majority leader at the time, raised these same issues. In fact, I saw a video where he mentioned these same issues. He was on a show with, I think, Francis of GH1. And he asked the journalist, have you read the bill? Do you know that even he was accusing journalists of not scrutinizing the bill because the bill will put them in a tight corner. They can't talk about it. I can share that video with you right now. And now that part of the bill has been taken away and the same person has issues with it. If this is not politics, what again? So should we stop everything? Should we put everything on hold and dance to the NPP's politics? Tell us which part of the bill has been watered down. The bill sought to criminalize advocacy of LGBTQ+. But the amendment says that no, if you promote LGBTQ+, it's no longer a crime. They will know that, but this is the objective of the bill, and now you are saying that is not a crime. Then you can say the bill has been watered down. But as it stands, the only thing that was done to this bill was what you yourself said was problematic at the time, which is why your president didn't pass it. So what is the issue now?
The point is that at that time, the NDC says that portion of the bill was a right bill.
Great.
So now the MPP is saying, if you say it was a right bill, go ahead and let's sign it. Now you are in.
Why did they not sign it? Wait. No. Government, we are progressing as a society.
I allow you to talk.
Why didn't the MPP sign it?
It's not about shouting to make your point.
Oh yeah, I understand.
Listen, I gave you the chance to talk. You were asking questions. And I'm telling you that we turned this into a political football because this was the NDC stand on the passage of the first bill. Whether it's a procedural or whatever, they said, if we are in government, we will sign it as it is. The MPP is saying, now you are in power. Sign it as it is.
Why didn't they sign it as it is? No. You see, we need to progress. Why didn't they sign it as it is?
I don't want you to use that word, you need to progress. I want to draw a line. That you see, it's about time we stop this nonsense. If something is not right, and we all know it's not right, because of political expedience, you don't push the other to take that decision. When you say you would take the decision whether how it is.
No. I will not let you finish. Because the NDC said, I want to quote the president, they will sign the LGBTQ plus bill. Has the bill been signed? Has the bill been passed?
The point is that why won't you allow me to speak?
Because you said the NDC said they were going to sign the bill as it was.
Why?
No. The NDC said they will pass the bill and sign it. The bill has been passed.
Which bill has been passed?
The LGBTQ plus bill has been passed.
Which one?
an amendment has
Did they
been
say
passed.
you assign an amendment?
It is the LGBTQ
Oh, what
plus
I'm
bill.
saying is that did the NDC then in opposition say they are going to sign an amendment?
They were quiet on that. They said they were going to
ask
sign
a very simple question.
Okay.
If you're telling me you will not allow me to talk, I'm asking a very simple question. Did the NDC say when we in power, we will sign to the same bill?
Then NDC said
don't tell
when
me
they come to power,
it's either yes or no. Did they say to the Ghanaian people, we are going to amend it and sign it?
the NDC said when they come to power, they will pass the bill and sign it. They have passed the bill.
Let's go for a break. When we come, Samuel Kine joins us. We go for that quick break. When we return, Sami Okine from the NDC joins us in the studio. This is the Morning Focus. All right, so welcome back from that quick commercial break. You're still live on the Morning Focus. We're looking at issues that's surrounding When you're in opposition, your talking is different. When in government, the talking is different. And I believe strongly that turning this LGBTQ thing into political football is not going to help us as a nation. I think we should come to a consensus and then let the human rights aspect, I mean, from the position of both parties, the NDC approaches the matter from both legal and human rights perspective, and I acknowledge that Ghana's cultural and moral values, but also emphasis needs to ensure that law complies with the 1992 Constitution, protection of human dignity and due process, and Ghana's international human rights obligation. The NDC's position, Parliament must ensure the bill does not create legal contradictions. If you ask me, certain clauses may require review for clarity, enforcement, and constitutional alignment. The opposition, from the opposition point of view, they believe that Ghana's cultural, moral, and religious values must remain at the center of our laws. And Ghana does not support the LGBTQ plus practices as a matter of culture and moral identity. The bill reflects the majority view of Ghanaians. Parliament must act within its mandate to protect family values. There is no need to revisit. That is according to the MPP. There is no need to revisit or weaken the bill. Any attempt to reopen it risks undermining national consensus, and Ghana must resist external pressures that conflict with our societal values. What was then and what is now? What has changed? That's the big question. So in summary, the MPP stand is that the bill in its current spirit should be preserved as a protection of Ghanaian family structure and moral order, not to reopen it. That has been re-engineered or whatever you put it. The NDC are not against Ghanaian value, but they also believe legislation must balance, enforceable, and also constitutionally sound. The question is, why have we turned this into a political football? And that is eating us. I keep saying that when we are in opposition, language is different. When we are in power, language is different. What is wrong with our two parties? Always bringing it. There are issues we need to deal with as a nation. And we need to move away from this, I don't know how to call it, whether it's a behavior or it's only when their salaries are this, it's about their salaries and their monument, they speak the same language. Why are we turning this into a political tool? This one said this is, at the end of the day, we want to have a united front and decide that this is our culture, family values we want to step on, and then we can all pick it away from there. Well, joining us in studio is Samuel Okine, a communication team member of the National Democratic Congress, the NDC. We're still waiting for the communication officer of the New Patriotic Party, the NPP, Isaac Randolph Sechi-Edu, to join us. If it's from the conversation we're having, if it happens, he will join us. If not, then it means that Sammy will be with me, myself, and Bernard throughout the show. So pardon us if Isaac doesn't show up. How many years now? It's over a year.
Yeah, almost a year. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
I told you it's been a long time.
Yeah. Bernard, you know this man.
No, it's my first time meeting him on the show.
This is your first time?
Yeah.
You've never met him?
No.
Whoa, that's my co-host, right? I have several co-hosts. But let's quickly run through, before we come to the conversation, let's quickly run through some of the headlines of some papers, how they've captured this. Mahama rejects a tech-term push at a closed-door meeting with NDC elders, reassures them of his exit plan. The Herald has a story. GBC Staff Union petition NMC to sack Director General over the 580 million audit findings. At Tebubu, I think this is some part of the story strong. Daman Gold mine position for higher output with 250 million flicked. Senate and NHIA Trust Hospital rolled out television service nationwide. stories on the Herald newspaper.
The Insight newspaper is here. NPA boss Annette attend Ghana CEO summit. Premature campaigning must attract sanctions. ACUC tells NDC elders. Ghana Medical Trust Fund seeks global backing at Ghana UK Investment Summit. Has a picture of the MD, Obubia Danswa Opoku. Right. MPs demand crackdown on fuel pump fraud as GSA staffing gaps come under scrutiny. A very interesting headline here. Countries that import too much food also import vulnerability. VIP warns at West Africa Rice Investment Confab as government pushes for self-sufficiency. Stories on the front page. Government, the last one here says the government said to introduce rice import quota to boost local protection. This is long overdue. Stories on the front page of the Insight newspaper.
Now we do the graphic, the daily graphic says that unemployment corruption threatens trust in state institutions. Senate launches telehealth service for prisoners. World Bank commends Ghana's emission reduction program impact. Exporters flout rubber ban. Police agent exposed clandestine operation. Daily graphic has the stories and more.
The Inquisitor Cocoa Board, that is the 2026-2027 cocoa purchase. Cocoa Board to raise $1 billion through commercial paper, has a picture of the CEO of Cocoa Board, Mr. Randy Abedoc, and then the Finance Minister Kasel Atufosin. MPA boss Annette attend Ghana CEO Summit. JAP and Dr. Ejepon respond to Attorney General. I think this has to do with some payments that were made to him. You know, NPP first vice chair race. Nanabi opens gap. These are the major stories on the front page of the Inquisitor.
Now let's do the custodian. The custodian's economic stability is meaningless to jobless youth. Upon Nkrumah questions government IMF exit boost. NPP inaugurates standing committees for 2028 victory. Confusion rocks new anti-LGBTQI plus bill. Minority queries NDC sincere. Bahama Bagbe stare doubt. Julius Deborah eulogizes Apostle Kwejo Safo. Government to support funerals. Nadmo Zoom Lion unveils do no flood campaign. The custodian has the stories and more.
Metro Lens 2 million drip row deepens. Just spawn boss GA plant pool fights ages lawsuit. Yes, in relation to that that allegation. Answer Isaac Ansah opines why BOG's recovery numbers aren't helping ordinary Ghanaians. Isaac Ansah is an economist. You can read from page 3 of the Metro Lens. Ghanaians trust vaccines. NVI survey, that is on page 2. Boache Jaku engages Eastern MPP executives as chairman push grows. Nadmo Zoom Lion unveil no do flood campaign. Stories on the front page of the Metro Lens.
Now let's do the Republic Press with the Speaker of Parliament on the front page, Agban Smana Kingsford Bagwin. You have the majority leader also there, and it says Bagwin Ayariga in showdown over the anti-LGBTQ bill. I don't know what that showdown is all about, but the Speaker of Parliament, Agban Smana Kingsford Bagwin, has called on lawmakers to revisit the passage of the Human Sexual Rights and Family Value Bill 2025, citing concerns over procedural compliance and the need for a broader bipartisan consensus. In a statement to Parliament on Tuesday, Mr. Bagwin acknowledged the widespread public support for the legislation but expressed reservation about the manner in which the bill was passed on Friday, May 29th. We're waiting to see how that showdown will be like. Abronye not happy. Is the Abronye judge not happy clash with lawyer over court records. And then the Confanoche Teaching Hospital shut down emergency admissions as A&E overflow. Ghana shows promises as Wales and 1-1 draw. Fuel cost, spare parts, driving transport, fare increase. Something here. And Ghana suspends South Africa evacuation registration. Ghana suspends the South Africa evacuation registration after 1,500 sign up. Stories on the Republic Press.
The Source newspaper is here. IMF stability worthless if youth remain jobless. That is according to Kojo Oppong and Nkrumah politicians. Yes, sometimes they annoy me. Julius Debra eulogizes Apostle Safo and pledges government support. JA Plant Pool rejects Attorney General's 2 million debt claims. And there is also an editorial here. Atlantic Lithium amid strategic opportunity. And the final one here, anti-LGBTQ plus I, whatever, bill suffers setback. And has a picture of the Speaker of Parliament. Speaker of Parliament Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagbin has directed Parliament to revisit aspects of the passage of the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill, popularly known as anti-LGBTQ plus bill, following concerns about inconsistencies in how the bill was approved. I don't think the word you want to use there is inconsistency. Stories on the front page of the Source newspaper.
Well, I'm just waiting to see how this review will be done at Parliament. The Daily Guides, Jacobo Chiefs reject 24-hour market relocation. 15 perished, 25 injured. Peki Tamed road crash. Speaker rejects past anti-LGBTQ bill. What's right must be done rightly. Ken Kaku Akka III backs Bahamas call for reparatory justice. 4 jail, 32 years for kidnapping. Daily Guide.
The Ghanaian Point. My account was compromised. Afenyo Makin disowns viral anti-gay bill post. JA Plant Pool, Siam A Japan rejects $2 million debt claim. Vow to contest Attorney General suit. Speaker nullifies it. He has not nullified it. Please, Charlie. I will not read that headline.
Why won't you read it?
But because he has not nullified it.
He said they should revisit the bill. They should bring the bill back. They should look at it. It's done.
Yes, but saying it doesn't mean he has nullified it. Nullified is a strong word. It's an emphatic word.
That is what the newspaper decides to put up.
But that is not the point. Anyway, let me read it.
So read it.
Okay. Speaker nullifies passage of anti-LGBTQ plus bill, orders reconsideration in Parliament. I even doubt the word you want to use there is order. These are strong words. My account was compromised. So okay, I've read that already. NADMO, Zoom Lion, unveil no do flat campaign. These are the major stories. Auditor General moves to recover millions lost in African Games contract. These are the major stories on the front page of the Point newspaper.
There's a story on the Daily Gist. I'll pick the thought of Samuel Kai on it in a short while. But it's back to sender. Bagbin reject anti-LGBTQ bill passage. NPP outdoor standing committee. JA Plant story is also there. Julius Debra pays tribute to Apostle Safo. IMF stability is meaningless if youth remain jobless upon Nkrumah jobs. David Ade defends National Cathedral as the tallest building in Accra. There's a story I want to pick your thoughts on. Asiedu Nketia snubs the NDC elders over nasty presidential bid. The National Democratic Congress chairman, Asiedu Nketia, has called the bluff of the party's Council of Elders to halt all campaign towards the presidential slots.
Yeah.
Why does it call a bluff of the Council of Elders?
Okay, before I proceed on that, I would like to extend my greetings to my party.
You can greet everybody. Tell them
to extend my greetings to our cherished viewers and my party viewers.
How many years now?
Oh, it's been long. It's been long. Almost a year. It's been long. It's been long.
Hey, son, you.
You see, it is only important and it is only beautiful that the party leadership will take such a step. Because as we all know, in Ghana here, whenever we are going into flag bearership selection, I would say selection or elections, you know, it brings a certain level of division among the party. And as you can see, we are only 18 months in government. So if we should start that thing early, it is going to disturb the activities of the government. So I think in the wisdom of the leadership of our party, they have decided to write to all constituencies, all regional offices, in fact to the entire party, that we should halt the discussion of flag bearership race in our conversation.
But if you look at the banner headline, it's telling us that your chairman has called a bluff of the council and he's still doing his stuff.
You see, what the national chairman was doing was to embark on a thank you tour.
But we all know we all know what he's doing.
People have described the
but
actions.
How do you describe it yourself?
People have described the actions.
I'm asking you personally, how do you describe it? Is he doing a campaign?
Chairman is going on a thank you tour.
For the first time?
The chairman of the party.
Politician.
And as you can see, after winning the elections in 2024, we haven't been able to thank everybody.
So he's
doing that, yes, because we got President Mahama doesn't have
we all
much
know
time.
his ambitions to the point that researchers are showing the things he's doing,
you see,
and the messages he's putting across,
you see,
selling himself to the people, and then you're being told by the Council of Elders, all of you should halt it, and you tell him it's a
you see, the fact of the matter is that
truth of the matter.
The truth of the matter is that
sorry.
Mr. Johnson Nketia has never campaigned. I have never seen him in any of his videos campaigning. All I see is a thank you tour and then energizing the base, encouraging the base to be patient.
Viewers, it's not me. It's not me.
So chairman is not campaigning.
This is a communication team member. He says he's not campaigning, so calling the bluff of the elders is in good direction.
Chairman is not campaigning.
He's not campaigning.
And you see,
Bernard,
we now
chairman campaign. Bernard, is chairman campaigning?
Bernard may have his personal opinion.
I ask you your
on the moves of chairman.
I ask you your personal. You've told us. I'm asking my co-host his position on that. Is it a thank you tour you also see, or is skirmishes of trying to get a position?
I mean, as you know, you can read between the lines, right? And but of course they will say he has not said anywhere emphatically that he's contesting to be the flag bearer or he's campaigning. So we'll also assume that he's on a thank you tour, but we can all read in between the lines, including my friend.
He knows it, but he just doesn't want to, because he's chairman, he's afraid.
Oh no, you see,
chairman, you are afraid.
I deal with facts. Until chairman comes out to declare that what I'm doing is part of my.
So why is the research order that is coming out? He has not denied. He has not come out to debunk that I'm not.
And none of the people that the research
have also come out.
Have also come out to debunk whatever they are saying. And at the end of the day, you find out that it is not everybody that the research has even talked about is going to contest for the elections. Do you get my point? At the end of the day, a lot of people will not contest. But based on the direction of the government and the performance of the government, that is why these research institutions are assuming that these are the people who are going to contest.
So you think they are all assuming?
They are all assuming because nobody has come out.
Even those who say that this person can be a flag.
In fact, all the people that, all those names that have been mentioned,
they are all assuming.
No one has come out to say that I want to contest.
And nobody has said anyone.
People are assuming. So just like my brother said, even today, chairman has never said anywhere that he is contesting. So when you say he is campaigning, what is he campaigning for? Until he comes out to say that I am contesting, then we can say that. Then we can say that his activities or his actions are heading
So
towards
his
campaign. So
actions,
what he's doing, I would say that
actions as it now is
he's going on a thank you tour. Yes.
Monsieur Sidin Kitia, the road is from. Continue. 18 months to thank him.
So you just did the gist.
So take us to the new crusade.
The new crusading guide. NADMO Zoom Lion launched 12-week no do campaign to combat flood. Resolve Adamu's issues through engagement. Traditional leaders to government. Is it Albright mentors WBM Zion SHS students on menstrual health career choices, menstrual health and career choices. Gold buyers decry robbery attacks and licensing delays, as a picture of Sami Jemfi. Julius Deborah eulogizes Apostle Kojo Safo, pledges government support for historic final funeral rites. Health ministers gamble on Wager Hospital project. Public interest questions dying for answers. Stories on the front page of the new Crusading Guide.
What is wrong with this Wager Pediatric Health Center? How? Governance in Ghana. Well, let's do the Daily Post. The Daily Post, the government assures reliance power supply for Kumasi by 5th June. Ghana Medical Trust Fund seeks global backing as administrator showcases transformative impact at the Ghana UK Investment Summit in London. CEO of NPA, Eduji Tamaklo Esquire, honored at the 10th Ghana CEO Summit with a picture of the man and the crown he was given. Those stories on the Daily Post.
All right, the Statesman, the Daily Statesman, IMF exit celebrations halo upon Nkrumah questions youth unemployment, high cost of living. ECOWAS, rice import reliance strengthens regional food sovereignty. NACOC seizes 2.3 tons of suspected cannabis valued at 1.18 million Ghana cedis.
Well,
SNIT expands social protection beyond income support with telehealth service rollout. Chief of Staff pledges government support for funeral of the late Apostle Kojo Safo. Stories on the front page of the Daily Statesman.
The Daily Statesman, we do the Chronicle. 40% of Ghana's youth jobless under Mahama Kojo upon Nkrumah. Is it true? Sammy, is it true?
Until he is able to provide the statistics that support his claims, we cannot assume that it is true.
Okay.
And even if it is true, we have to blame the minority group in parliament, because when they came, they introduced a lot of unemployment alleviation policies, planting for food and jobs, one district, one factory, NAPCO, and so on and so forth. If you put all the policies together and the number of jobs they intended to create, they were supposed to create about 4 million jobs. Secondly, when MPP assumed power in 2016, President Mahama had left unemployment rate at 7.8%. When MPP exited power in 2024, we assumed power in 2025, unemployment has jumped to 14.8%. So clearly, MPP came to power for 8 years and they didn't do anything about our unemployment issue. Instead, they added up by collapsing people's banks and rendering people jobless in the system. So if you have gone to opposition and the workaholic Mahama has come and he's putting things in place to ensure that these problems are solved, you have no moral right to complain that 40% of Ghanaians are unemployed under President Mahama, because you were in power for 8 solid years and you couldn't do anything about it. So how do you then blame a 17 months old government that he is supervising unemployment? So who caused it? Like I've been saying every day, if you read the Ishikawa fishbone analysis very well, say to every effect there is a cause. So if it is true that 40% of the Ghanaian youth are unemployed, who caused it? So it is neither here nor there until he's able to support his statement with facts we cannot accept it.
Right, but at
like
the end
that.
of the Mahama-led NDC government in 2016, overall unemployment was relatively lower on paper, but still a serious issue. Estimated open unemployment range roughly around 10 to 12%. Youth unemployment was significantly higher, estimated around 20% plus. Major challenges include slow job creation in the formal sector, high graduate unemployment, heavy reliance on informal employment. So jobs were not expanding fast enough, especially for young graduates. Now, 2024, end of NPP era, under the NPP Akufo-Addo Bawumia period, unemployment remained a major national concern despite job programs. Estimated varied, but overall unemployment in general place is 12% to 14% range. Youth unemployment remained higher, often 25% or more, depending on how you define it. Contributing factors, according to the NPP, was the economic shocks, the aftermath of the COVID-19 debt restructuring impact, private sector job contraction in some period, expansion of youth entrepreneurship program, Youth Start, NAPCO, legacy issues. So the debate will always be on, in the sense that NDC lower headlines, unemployment, but limited structures to job program. NPP 2024, more intervention program, but unemployment, specifically youth, still high. So both governments have struggled with job creation, but the difference lies in approach. NDC faces criticism for slower structured intervention, whilst NPP faces pressure for high expectation versus economic constraint. So these are some of the statistics for our viewers out there. And still with the Chronicle, Bagbin mad over hasty passage of the anti-gay bill. Julius Debra stories there pays tribute to Apostle Joseph. Please renew Goldfields lease. Chief Queen Matters winds up pleased with government. NPP records sees JFK as the worst general secretary in party's history. Oh my goodness. Ezra 4:4. Then the people around them set out to discourage the people of Judah and make them afraid to go on building. And it goes for JFK. Stories on the Chronicle.
All right, so I take the Informer. JA plans pool fires back, rebuffs 2 million recovery claims. Ghanaians reject partisan politics. Imani and Pulse report reveals trafficking ring busted. GIS rescues 112 victims, repatriates 105 foreign nationals. You go catch rest for Nsaom. Mama warns SOEs and CEOs. Anti-LGBTQ plus bill hits legal roadblock. Mahama cites procedural lapses as Ascent faces fresh hurdles. Minority questions changes in bill. Speaker expresses shock. Minority opposes BOG headquarters sale. As a picture of Pandide Siama, BOG governor, and the minority spokesperson on economic affairs, Kojo Ponkruma. Stories on the front page of the Informer.
The Ghanaian publisher, Bagwe rejects anti-LGBTQI+. Abronia trial. Judges issues 14-day filing order. He has the Julius Debra paying tribute to the late Apostle Kwejo Safo. The numbers don't match reality. KON tells government. This is a witch hunt. NDC man fumes over hotel demolition. Hotel.
Unauthorized.
Kobe Mensa. This is a witch hunt. NDC man fumes.
Ablekuma West.
Demolition.
Kobe Mensa was he contested to be an MP. I mean the parliamentary candidate for Tema West alongside Abednego and the MP now. Yes, the MP, Reverend Ado, yes, the MP for Tema West. So I think it's in relation to that. I mean, Kobe is dusted. Kobe has money.
They are wish hunting him.
So the fear is that
why guys do so?
Kobe may come and contest.
Why demolishing hotel?
Nobody will demolish your building.
Is your own pressure.
Maybe the building is on a unauthorized site. So
are you done with the publisher, right?
No, I'm not taking the publisher. Leader versus speaker, nothing to reconsider. The speaker cannot in any way reverse what has happened. What has happened has happened. I agree absolutely. Absolutely.
What come.
Mom and son, that is the majority leader, Mama Yarega, a lawyer, astute lawyer, telling another astute lawyer and a very experienced, so far the most experienced person as far as Ghanaian legislation is concerned, the Speaker of Parliament. A very interesting topic there. Mom and son arrested for killing husband, trying to kill stepson. Very unfortunate. 2 stories on the front page of the publisher.
Away from the publisher, we go straight to do the BNFT. Economy out of valley, not yet on the plateau. It is not on the plateau now. So the economy is out of the valley, but it's not on the plateau. TMS 2026 opened with caution, optimism. Senior financial sector figures agree stabilization achieved, but structural challenges remain. EcoBank advocate capital mobilization, financial sector alignment. BOG defends cedi's fundamentals, cautions against the currency speculation. Those are, and then let me pick this one. Saka Homes MD commits 18 million Ghana cedis to build 250-bed dormitory for Achimota School. Good. DDC 2026 to spotlight sustainable design for people, plant, and profit. Stories on the BFNT.
The news center. Stability means little without jobs. Upon Nkrumah, MTN launches Yellow Care 2026 to expand community health care. Story on page 12. Bagme orders fresh look at anti-LGBTQ+. Charlie, the newspaper saying we need to be choosing the right words. Order. Anyway, did he order? Can he order? AG presidency to review it. Anti-LGBTQ+ bill far from becoming law. That is according to President. The Attorney General and the Presidency by his Council of State will review it. Fidelity Bank's profit before tax rises 21% to $1.46 billion. Stories on the front page of the news center. Sorry, billion Ghana cedi, not US dollars. Sorry. Stories on the front page of the news center.
Well, so I think the rounding one has to be with this bill. All the story that says that the Speaker Godwin is calling for a relook at the passage of the bill.
So you see, you are using the right term. When the newspapers use the wrong term, and I said nullify. To nullify is a legal term, made null and void. But that is not it. He is calling for.
The point is that is their editorial policy.
But that is not accurate.
No, but the point
we are educating, so I'm supposed to tell the people
that they should change their headlines.
Absolutely, that was what I said. I said what they said. To nullify is a legal term. It means that it's been made null and void. As of now, if nullify is the right term, it means that bill that was passed is null and void. But he was just calling for that bill stands as of now. He was just calling for, not nullify.
I don't know what you ate this morning, and you are defending this bill.
I'm not defending it. I'm just saying that the headlines, they need to be using the right words.
No, before we keep the headline, it's like he's fired with the passage of the bill that nothing should be done. It should stand as it is. ABC, the simplicity. The Speaker of Parliament said, I'm not excited. And I said, we've gotten here because we've turned this bill into a political football.
I agree.
That is why we are having this difficulty.
No doubt.
If from day one we have been non-partisan to this bill, we wouldn't be where we are today.
I agree.
That is the biggest problem we have as a nation. Until we begin to draw the line and stop all this, I don't want to put that word, but nonsense is not an insult. Anyway, it is not an insult. But it's we've been petty.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Both sides are being petty.
Being petty. That is true. Absolutely.
We're being
true.
petty because this thing could have been without any noise about it. We're making so much noise. Turn this into a political thing. Oh, I know don't think we put a problem on this bill. Trust me, Sammy. You know you feel why? Why people put us in this?
Your boy discussion
Never explain as to why. But now let me ask a very simple question, Sammy. With all the stories that are running around, MTN, okay, is it the dominant is the LGBTQ plus I? You know, there's I to it again. Oh yeah,
they are always upgrading.
It's LGBTQ
plus
I plus.
I plus.
It means that you still get people, another groups identify minority groups who keep.
Exactly.
And this is no new. Onyishi, why are we doing this to ourselves? I want your reaction that we have the conversation.
You see, this LGBTQ plus whatsoever they call it, and the problems surrounding it, I blame it on President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. He caused all the problems. He caused the brouhaha. He caused the misunderstandings. He caused the political football, as you may call it. And that is what has brought us here, as we are speaking today. Because the 1992 Constitution has made it clear that when Parliament succeeds in passing a bill, Article 106 enjoins the President to assent to it. Even if you will not assent, the Constitution does not force the President to assent to the bill.
Absolutely.
By receiving it, it is an order from the Constitution. But in this case, what did we see? The President got the hint that there is a case at the Supreme Court, that a certain group of people have run to the Supreme Court challenging certain clauses in the bill. So they were praying to the Supreme Court to strike out the entire bill. That case was decided by the Supreme Court. But a lot of people thought that the Supreme Court was in support of the bill. No. The Supreme Court dismissed the application based on the grounds of technicality. That because the President has not assented to the bill, they can't bring it to court. So the Supreme Court dismissed the case. And then instead of MPP, if today they are showing so much interest in the passage of the LGBTQ, anti-LGBT bill, they got all the opportunity when they were in power. Why didn't they pass it? Because at that point in time, there were pressure from the minority group, the then minority group. And you could remember when Sam George was seriously attacking the majority then, attacking the President to assent to the bill. All these efforts were put in place, but nothing happened. So I would say that the political football, as you may describe it, and whatever that is surrounding this anti-LGBTQ bill, was caused by President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
Well, viewers out there, you heard Sami. Sami said it was caused by the president, the former president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Your reactions to this 053715863. You can send us messages via WhatsApp or through SMS and then share your thoughts with us. Is it from the previous administration that has brought us to where we are, from the private member bill that was sent to, was passed and has to be assented to? All this things have come into play. But the question is, who truly has the final say in shaping Ghana's moral direction? The question I'm asking this morning, because today's discussion, we go beyond politics and economics into one of the most sensitive questions in the national life. That's the moral authority. In a country where law, religion, and tradition and democracy all intersect, the question becomes unavoidable. Who truly has the final say in shaping Ghana's moral direction? Is it Parliament, elected by the people to make laws? Is it the courts, mandated to interpret the Constitution? Is it religious leaders who guide moral conscience and spiritual values? Or is it the people themselves? Is it us, whose our culture and beliefs ultimately define our national identity? Now, Ghana today is experiencing increasing tension between legislative authority, that is Parliament, making laws on sensitive issues like family values and social conduct, judicial interpretation, courts ensuring laws align with the Constitution, religious influence, churches, faith-based leaders shaping public morality and national debate, the public opinion that the citizens expressing views through media, elections, and civil engagement. The recent debates around morality-based legislation, especially issues like a link to the family values, sexuality, and social norms, have intensified calls for clarity on who actually defines right and wrong in law and society. So this makes today's topic not just political, but deeply cultural, legal, and physiological. Now, who should shape Ghana's moral direction? Legislative authority. We're talking about Parliament. Parliament represents the will of the people through elections. They make laws that reflect national priorities and also values. The critic argues it can be influenced by politics and majority pressure. Now, when you go to the court, they interpret the Constitution and ensures that the rule of law, the rule of law is that protect minority rights against majority excesses. Critics also says courts are reactive, not proactive in moral direction. Now let me break down that of the religious section of the conversation this morning. Strong influence on national values and public conscience. Provide moral guidance rooted in faith and tradition. Critics also argues they are not elected and may not represent all the citizens. Now, I did break down to the sovereignty of our people. That's all of us. Ultimate source of what? Democratic power. We express values through elections, protests, and public opinion. The challenge now is the public opinion can't be divided. Now the question, public opinion, it can be divided. That is what we are facing now. Emotional or shifting. Now, how do we close this bridge? The big question is, who has the legitimate authority to define and defend it in a modern democracy? Stay with us as we open this debate and bring you voices from Parliament, faith leaders and experts, and the public. But let me start with Sammy. Who has the legitimate authority? I've done the breakdown for you, so our viewers. In this a modern democracy, who really defines it?
You see, this topic sounds less political, but I'll say that deeper inside it is more political. Than any other topic. And it is very, very important because this is a topic that affects everybody. It affects you, it affects me, it affects your producer, everybody in Ghana. So far as you live in the borders of Ghana, this topic actually affects you. It's about moral uprightness of the citizens in a country. When we talk about shaping the moral direction of a people in a country, it cannot be said to be the responsibility of one person or one body. Before democracy or before the 18th centuries, when government systems were purely absolute monarchy and federal systems of government, you see, the chief or the...
Hold it. Let me pick a caller. Hello, good morning. Good morning, my brother. Your name, where reaching us live from?
Hello?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Please tell us your name and where you are viewing us from.
Hello?
You are listening to yourself via the TV. Can you turn the volume of your TV set down, please?
Hello?
Can you turn the volume of your TV set down, sir?
Hello?
Turn the volume of your TV set down that we can talk to you on the phone. I think he's not ready to speak with us. Sammy, you can continue with the conversation.
So, like I was saying, around the 18th centuries, there is this French philosopher who propounded an idea, who propounded a philosophy, separation of powers. In 1748, Baron de Montesquieu introduced the concept of separation of powers and checks and balances.
Hello, good morning. Nyame adomo. Okay. All right. Okay, that's your no pay. That's your no pay. Sammy, let me hear you. Let's finish this conversation, but we can go.
So Baron de Montesquieu propounded this concept of separation of powers in checks and balances. Nations across the world started adopting the principle. The whole idea of the concept was that power shouldn't be concentrated in one person. So this has made it possible that shaping the moral direction of a people in a country can never be the responsibility of one person or one body. If you look at Parliament, the legislature, what did it do when it comes to shaping our moral direction? Parliament is that body that will, I'll say that they will encode our opinions, our views, our values, and our thinking into laws, making sure that they become enforceable and then unenforceable laws. It doesn't end there. After Parliament has passed the law, the executive also comes in to give final assent. Even after the assent, to ensure that people are aware of the law, to ensure that people are abiding, people are obeying the law, it is still the responsibility of the executive arm of government to enforce the laws. Now, what role does the court also play? The court also ensures that when you violate the law, they punish you. They interpret the constitution, they interpret whatever has been enacted by Parliament. So clearly, you will see that shaping the moral direction of a country can never be the responsibility of one person. Let me use this anti-LGBTQ bill, for example. Why is it even necessary that we will have that bill, or we will have a law that is criminalizing their activities? You know, there was a time that their activities, the advocacy for their activities became so popular that the Ghanaian people started complaining. So clearly, you could see that the Ghanaian society, or even the African society, our culture, our values, our way of doing things does not conform with the activities of this group of people. So we decided, or we started demanding for laws criminalizing their activities. And that is why we decided to pass a law to criminalize the activities of this LGBTQ plus and their activities. The law was passed partially. We didn't complete, and then in 2026, it has been what? It has been passed. Now, it will go to the executive arm of government. The executive arm of government will give the presidential assent. After that, then if you have any issue, you can now go to court and seek for clarification. Now, when it becomes a law, that is where the court also have a role to play. When you go contrary to that law, the judge or the court will also now tell you that this is what the law says. So when it comes to shaping our moral direction, it can never be the responsibility of one person. Let us look at the people. Even sometimes when something happens or there is a law that the people feel it is not in line with their opinion, with their way of doing things, they make sure they speak against those laws, and those laws will be amended. I remember there was a time that this dual citizenship thing became an issue in Ghana, that if you were a dual citizen, you cannot contest for a political position, to the extent that some people were taken to court. Today, I've heard the president saying that that law must be reviewed, meaning that the Ghanaian people do not like it. So people also have the role they play when it comes to shaping our moral direction as a country. So the moral direction of every country or a society cannot be the responsibility of one person, but it is the responsibility of everybody, including the courts, just like you have stated. The executive arm of government is also part. The society, the chiefs are also part. The churches. What do churches do? Churches also shape our way of thinking. If you look at this anti-LGBTQ+, we have seen on constant occasions, churches have raised their voices, calling on government to enact laws to criminalize these activities. That tells you that shaping the moral direction of a group of people can never be the responsibility of one person. If you take this thing into the past, when power was concentrated in one person, let's say a monarchical system of government where a king or a queen who manage the affairs of the state, he takes the decision, he punishes offenders, he makes the law for the people. So that time we can say that the leader of the people is responsible for shaping the moral direction of the people. It is just like when you are in a family, nuclear family. The father is the ultimate figure who is responsible for disciplining the children in the family, or disciplining, even including the mother. The father has that disciplinary responsibility to play. But when you come to the society, for instance, due to the fact that power has been divided into a group of people, even the pastors, even though they don't have any governmental powers, but they have a key role that they play in the society. When I was sitting there, I heard my brother saying that there was a time he was invited in front of a church to speak about his opinion about the LGBTQ+. That's the way the church also help us to shape our moral direction. So I would say that the responsibility to shape our moral direction as a people or as a society is not the responsibility of one body or one person, but it's a collective responsibility that we all have to contribute to that effect.
We all have to contribute to that effect. We're still looking at the issue as to who has the final say, determine what goes in. You can keep your messages coming. 053-715-8638 is the number. 053-715-8638. Should Parliament reverse a past morality law? That was a question sent by Edie. Edie said, Chairman General, can it be a reverse? Well, Edie, I'll give you an answer, but let me finish with I call it Sami is here with us. We're trying to find, but let me pick your thoughts, Bernard, on the same issue as to, who actually defines what is right and wrong in law and society.
Yeah, thank you very much. And my brother has said all. I don't think I have anything more useful to add. Yes, this is a collective society, and he gave the foundation of the current system of government that is being practiced, where we have different arms. You see, our constitution says that sovereignty resides in the people. We the people, right? We have the sovereignty. So in terms of shaping the moral direction of our society, it is a collective responsibility. He gave example of the current bill before us. You remember when Parliament started looking into this bill, the committee invited various sections of the population. People who were in support of same and people who had dissenting opinions. So people from academia, people from civil society, faith-based organizations, Catholic bishop, was in a charismatic and Pentecostal council, Christian council, peace council. So all these group of people were invited to present their opinion so far as this bill is concerned, including traditional leaders. So in terms of shaping the moral, fabric of our society, it is a collective responsibility. In fact, there are some laws that they call natural laws, right? So the right to life, everybody has the right to live life, and those laws, which are natural and almost fundamental in any civilized society. You can't take anybody's life, right? Apart from that, there are laws that are made by a people. How do they make those laws? As my brother said, they sit down, consider what their values are. So what are our values as a people? What do we hold dear? What do we frown upon? What are taboos and all of that? So, fortunately for people of Ghana, we have very similar cultural values across board. What is deemed a taboo in Ashanti region, if not same, something similar is deemed a taboo in the Volta region, in the northern region. So it was not difficult to codify these things to become laws. So they are looking at the traditions, the values, the perspectives of the people of that society. Then they would put them together to become law. If there is the need to make a new law, that is why they invite opinion from various people. If still there is disagreement, then the people that we have elected to represent us, who are the parliamentarians, would have to vote on this. That even comes to buttress the point that in terms of making laws, shaping the moral fabric of our society, it is not one person. It is a collective agenda. If the people of Ghana collectively say, we want LGBTQ+++, you can be the most knowledgeable in this country. Your opinion doesn't matter. It is what the people of Ghana say, collectively, the majority say, and that is what is going to form the basis of our laws. So, it is a collective responsibility, as he mentioned, the faith-based organizations. In fact, on this issue of LGBTQ+, the Islamic Society, they were key in formulating this bill. In fact, the National Imams, what's the name? The Chief Imam's Office was instrumental in this bill. We had traditional people who believe in traditional religion, who also presented their opinion. And so you hear us saying that there is no single religion in Ghana that accepts LGBTQ+. So religious bodies are part, our traditional leaders are part. There was a time when traditional leaders were calling on the president to pass the bill. It means that they have a say, right? Students are part of this. Students. So you realize that Parliament, most often than not, will invite National Union of Ghana students. What is your opinion as far as this issue is concerned? And the National Union of Ghana students will present their... So even students, their views are represented, are considered, right? Various groups, trade union, labor unions, UTAG, whatever, healthcare professionals, everybody's view is considered in shaping. So that what that means is that it becomes, everybody owns that law. I was discussing with a friend. The reason why, the reason why when you are a leader, you consider your followers in making decisions is that they have to own that decision so that it doesn't become like, oh, it is the GM, the general manager who says we should do this, or the managing director who says we should do this. But when you consider them, they own that thing, they own that decision, they own that course of action. It becomes the course of action of the entire company. The same way, when laws are made, when everybody's view is represented, it becomes ownership. They take ownership of it. It doesn't become like, oh, it is the president's idea. It is the president who says we should do it. But your views were represented. Your culture, your value system, and everything was represented, was appreciated in the passage of that law. So in terms of shaping the moral, in fact, I will even go a step further to say that in the current dispensation, the views of the international community is also considered. And rightly so. You can even tell from this bill, as you're saying. So our presidents will go out there and Al Jazeera or CNN or whoever journalist will ask the president, what do you think about this? But this person says so. Don't you think this infringes? So even the international society, the international community have a say in what becomes law in another person's land. It tells you how collective we have become you know, as a people. So yes, it is not just one person. Even if it is parliament, think about it this way. Parliament is made up of representatives from across the country. So the MP who knows his job will go to his people and say, oh, Anglo traditional area, this is what has come before us. What do you think? He will go to Aveno, he will go to these people, take the views of his people, then go and vote on same. If he's not too partisan, then he will go and say, these are the views of my people. So this is my position, and it's the position of my people. And that is what parliamentarians are supposed to do. So it is a collective responsibility of the people as a whole, including even students. Is that not surprising?
Well, including even students, 0537158638 is the number. So you can also have a conversation with us, share your thoughts with us. We are looking at who really, who owns, collectively, who actually define right and wrong in law and society. We are looking at this banter that has gone on. But there's one thing I want our viewers to understand, that in a modern democracies like Ghana, morality is not owned by one institution. It is negotiated between law, culture, religion, and constitutional rights. And our constitution also says you protect the right of even the minority.
Yes.
So you come to that question as to
majority carry the vote, but the view of the minority must be respected. That's why we are respecting the views of the current micro minority.
Well, in law, parliament and the court define what is legal. In society, religion and culture shape what is moral. So in democracy, people ultimately give legitimacy, but none of them act alone. They act together. And that is what actually defines us. What actually defines the right and wrong in law is that in law, the legal system is defined through key institutions: the parliament, the constitution, and the courts. Well, parliament makes the law, the constitution sets the boundaries, and the court interprets and enforces them. So in law, that is right. In law, what is right is what is legal and constitutional. And what is wrong is what the law prohibits. So that is where we find ourselves in terms of getting some kind of education. But in society, it is different. What the people see as right and wrong is shaped by religion, the culture and tradition, the family values and community expectation. So socially, wrong may not always be legal, but it can still be unacceptable. But once we are moving into the democratic dispensation through election and public opinion, civic pressure, citizens influence both law and also morality. But even then, the majority view must still operate within the constitution. The majority may carry the vote, but must be go through the constitution. So law defines what is legal, society defines what is acceptable, and the constitution protects what is allowed. That is what the constitution is all about, and the people give legitimacy to it. So that is where we find ourselves. So the big question this morning is not just as to who is right or wrong, who should have the final say when law, morality, and beliefs clash.
The people.
The
people.
The people. You go for the people. I'm asking the same question. At least we're trying to educate ourselves as a people. And I'm asking that who should have the final say
in every
when law and morality and belief clash?
And in every democratic dispensation, absolute power belongs to the people. But that's why I said that is why parliament exists. And parliament defines the power of the people in the country. If you check the parliamentarians, they are voted into parliament by the people. So what it means is that whatever they do there must reflect on the views of the people. So our views, our opinions, whatever it is, we channel it through parliament. Parliament makes it a law so that it will be a guiding principle for everybody. Now, when it becomes a law, the court becomes the punishing body. The executive becomes the enforcing body. So you could see that when you commit an offense, for example, this freedom of speech that MPP people are using it as a football, and the government is also arresting
You like
them.
the football like what the Blasters plays against the Wheels yesterday?
Yeah.
So that's what people play with us.
No. We are not playing. MPP people are playing. MPP people are playing the football, and we are trying to prevent them and to ensure that we put Ghana on a proper direction. Today, MPP people will come.
The MPP person is not here, so you have a field day.
MPP person will come and stand here, and they are bullying us. They are witch hunting us, but they are unable to justify their actions.
Was it wrong for the Tema West? What's the name of the man to say your own party folks are witch hunting him?
You see, when you say witch hunting?
So
what is witch hunting?
So they've broken down his hotel.
Witch hunting.
You saw it in the news.
Witch hunting is when you've not done anything,
and the witch is hunting.
And the witches are hunting you. But when you have done something,
within.
You see, we live in a country.
There's an enemy within.
All the demolition we are seeing across. No, let us not attribute this issue to an enemy. Let us face our developmental issues head on. Why am I saying that? On constant occasions, people put up structures without even securing permits from the necessary assemblies they are supposed to.
So how did they get the land?
That is one question. I live in Sakina, and I can tell you that 80 to 90% of the buildings there, they don't have building permits, but their buildings are there.
How did they spring up?
Do you get my point?
What's responsibility?
They go to the chief. So it is as a result of indiscipline. They go to the chief. I want to buy a land. The chief sells the land to the person. Straight up, he gets a carpenter, he gets a mason. Sometimes they don't even build, they don't even have a building plan. Most of them dodge that assembly permit because of building plan. Because before you go to the assembly and secure a permit, you need to submit a building plan. So in order for them not, you see people who just, 2-bedroom apartment with, they will design their own thing offered, and then the mason will just put the structure up for them. So that is where we see some of these problems. If you put a structure, just recently Gamanche has said it, he said any person, any chief who will sell a waterlogged area to somebody must be made to face the law. And I think when we begin to see things in that direction, we will stop thinking about, somebody is witch hunting me. Let us take this freedom of speech issue, for example. You go and insult somebody. In as much as insult is not illegal in Ghana, insult, there is no law that criminalizes insult. But threat, people will talk to the extent that they will threat. And all the time, I've been saying that whenever MPP, the minority group, gets the opportunity, they demonstrate that their party lacks leadership. They demonstrate that propaganda is the only campaign mechanism they have. And they demonstrate, even this LGBTQ, they don't have a common direction on the LGBTQ issue. Because last time you hear Reverend Intim Fojuo organizing a press conference saying that the bill which was passed in 2024 is not the same as the bill that has been passed in 2026. And as a parliamentarian, you should know that the lifespan of a bill is coterminous with the dissolution of parliament. As soon as the previous parliament dissolves, it dissolves with the businesses the parliament was doing, unless the thing is so important that it can be reintroduced. And even with the reintroduction, the sponsors have the liberty to make changes, just like we have seen in this LGBTQ, anti-LGBTQ bill. But they are not, you see, every day I've been saying that what we see as a political football, I see it to be a technicality that is being used against the people of Ghana. And it is being done, it is being championed by the MPP people. Because all they are saying, they've been sitting in front of camera and saying, they know that what is being done is right. Because they can accuse, they can complain, they can call names, but they will not be able to say that this action violates this law. This action does not conform with the provisions of the constitution. For that matter, we stand against it. But always it is against MPP. Always it is against MPP. So I would say that if we want the development of our country to be robust, if we want the development of our country as the way we want it, we should desist from describing certain actions of government as witch hunting. Who is witch hunting who? Look at the time, I think I came here some time ago and then we discussed Mr. Kenneth Furiata. And I said it here that the man has run away till today. He has not come. How can a
He's
former
gone on a holiday? He did not run away.
so a former minister who is supposed to be held accountable
He's gone to sit in another
can
country.
embark on a holiday for almost 20
No, he
months.
was sick.
But a party chairman cannot go for a thank you
The point
talk.
is that he was
That is
sick.
the MPP analogy, and that is how the
was
MPP
sick.
understand
He was
things.
sick.
You understand? So
No, I don't think that the minority or the MPP is against your chairman going on a thank you.
they are the people.
Party.
They are the people
It's-
spreading
no,
the news
it's-
that chairman
no,
is
but it's
campaigning.
your
And
party.
chairman is saying this.
Your party says that nobody should embark on a presidential ambition to derail the.
And the
fortune.
question is,
But that one was not from the MPP.
who has announced?
No, it wasn't from the MPP.
You see,
from your council
politics.
of elders. It's from your council of elders who said you people shouldn't do that.
It is because of the public perception.
So why are you attributing it to the MPP?
You see,
now?
I'm on social media.
Oh my
247. I'm on social
My
media,
goodness.
and you see an unknown person. Then they will dress Honorable John Zesi doing Katia for president. Honorable Kesela 247 for president, and Nana Opukwa for president, and those things are going on. That is why, in the wisdom of the party, we feel that at this point we need stability more than any other thing. So if this promotion of presidential candidate has the tendency of dividing us or setting us apart, then we have to put a stop to it. And that is the wisdom behind the letter we have brought. So nobody is campaigning.
But it's not from the MPP.
Nobody is campaigning.
Now,
and I
what
can
have
state it
you
on
guys to
record
know that letter is not from the MPP.
I know it is not from
So
MPP.
why are you bringing them into
But why?
this?
What made that letter necessary? It was because of public perception. People are assuming.
But it's not from the-
No, the letter is not from MPP.
Okay.
It is
And the
NDC.
perception is
Because
not
of the
from the
perception.
MPP.
Sometimes you hear somebody who is not
There's a
even in
perception from
NDC,
the MPP.
and the person will be promoting. Sometimes chairman will say something, and they will go and cut a very
Something
short
that
version of the
goes to
video,
listen to it.
and they will cut a very short version of the video, and they will be circulating it. All these things have the tendency of creating division among us. That is why, in the wisdom of
Isaac was here
our
to
leaders,
defend his party.
that is why, in the wisdom of our leaders, we think we have to write a letter to stop people from promoting such activities because it can divide us into sections, which is not healthy for the nation's development.
It's not healthy for the nation's development. 0537158638 is the numbers. You can also join us as government procures 1,000 tickets for supporters ahead of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, according to Mr. Kofi Adams. And he had the president when he said they are looking at the diaspora to get people from the diaspora to go watch the game. So if you're out of the country, outside the country, you can support that embargo to go in there, also secure a ticket and go watch the game. We're still having a conversation. Why must the LGBTQ bill be turned into a political football? In Ghana, democracy believes may guide us, morality may inspire us, and parliament may legislate for us. But in the end, it is a constitution through the court that settles the final question of right and wrong in morality. So that's the question we're asking ourselves this morning. And you can also join us as to who should shape Ghana's moral direction. And we've been able to do the breakdown. Sammy has also added his voice. Bernard has added his voice. Bernard is asking that the bill has been passed. It's been passed. But Ibrahim says this one in, and Ibrahim is asking a question and is asking that he should be educated as to whether the bill that was passed can be reversed again. That was question he's asking. Let me throw that to you, Bernard. That the bill that has been passed, can it be reversed or relooked at?
Oh, so it's the first time I'm hearing something like this. And I think it's a novel thing. I don't know much of that. I haven't read where in the standing orders or in our constitution where a bill that has been passed but not taken to the president, if it was taken to the president and the president had issues with some portions of the bill, as advised by his Attorney General or Council of State, then the president can return the bill to Parliament and say, based on this, I think the bill should be relooked at or reconsidered. But here, the bill has been passed by Parliament, hasn't been remitted to, the president yet. But as they say, they are the masters of their own rules. They can do anything, right? So if the speaker, who, like I read from the newspapers and I emphasized, the most experienced legislator ever in our country, because he was in all the parliaments under the Fourth Republic and decided not to go again after the 7th parliament. And guess what? In the 8th parliament, he became speaker. The 9th parliament, he is the speaker. So he is the most experienced, and he is saying that they should relook at it. It means that there is a possibility of doing that. But as it stands, I don't think that has ever been done before, where a bill that has, unless, Parliament was, dissolved. But that is not the case. It is still the same Parliament, the same sitting and everything, and hasn't gone to the president. So I'm wondering how, but of course, it is Parliament, they are the masters of their own rules. They can decide that, we want to relook at it. But that is not even what I am looking at. I am looking at on what basis. Why is it necessary for the bill to be brought back? If it is procedural rules, does it touch the substance of the bill? Bagby says that the right thing should be done rightly. I agree. But if it is about the substance of the bill, fair enough. This is procedure. He himself said that the standing orders have not been breached. It is just that the report was supposed to be shared to the members of parliament before the 3rd reading, and that was not done. The majority leader says so that was done.
It did not go through the process.
So it is just procedural, but the substance of the bill has not been touched. So on what basis are they? What they are talking about building consensus with the NPP? What kind of consensus? The NPP hasn't said in any way that the bill has been watered down because of ABC. They just said it's been watered down because some sections of the bill were removed, which they themselves had called for in the previous parliament. So I wonder what kind of consensus should be built, on what basis the bill should be brought. But I'm just surprised. If it is the procedural thing, well, they are the masters of their own rule. But if it is about the substance of the bill, nothing is touched.
Well, so this is from a viewer who said that Chairman General, can a bill passed in Parliament be reversed? That was a question he threw to us.
My brother seems to be more knowledgeable in the law. Maybe he can offer a
when
perspective.
It comes to this passage of bill, when the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo government and Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo refused to sign.
This is a national policy platform.
I am an NDC person, and I have to speak according to what I have, according to the records that I have.
So you can.
You see, the reason why I keep mentioning their name is that it is the MPP that is playing the mischief around this whole bill, and that is why. Because if Speaker of Parliament says that he is recalling the bill, let us ask ourselves: has that provision been given by the Constitution that
Absolutely.
the Speaker of Parliament
can recall a bill?
I have not seen it before. I have never seen it in the Constitution, and I don't think the Speaker has the power to recall a bill.
Great.
Merely because it was passed in his absence. Now, if he recalls the bill, then automatically Speaker of Parliament is trying to tell me that when he is not around,
no substantive bill can be passed
appropriately. But in your absence, a lot of things have been done that you had no issues with it. So why is it that this particular one, you claim that it was passed in your unless he can come with maybe technical explanation as of why he's recalling the bill. It is only the president. Even with the president, the Constitution says that you don't have a choice than to accept the bill. Now, when you accept it, you have clear 7 days to notify Parliament. Within that 7 days, if you are unable to assent to it, you have 7 days, you can assent to it and send it back to Parliament. If you are unable to assent to it, you have 14 days. You refer the bill to the Council of State. Council of State also has 30 days to go through it. Even with that, you still have to notify Parliament the reason why you cannot assent to it. So, for the Speaker of Parliament to say that he's recalling the bill because it was passed in his absence? Is he trying to tell the people of Ghana that his first deputy, his second deputy are incompetent to the extent that they can sit down and watch just anything to be done in parliament?
In fact, to buttress your point, when even if it is a member of parliament sitting in that seat, presiding over, he is not referred to as honorable or honorable member. He is referred to as speaker. So it is the position, the seat. So if Ahiafo, who is a deputy speaker, is presiding, they don't refer to him as deputy speaker. No, Mr. Speaker, because that is the seat. It is a position. So we don't say that it was passed under the speakership of the deputy speaker. There is nothing like that. There was a substantive speaker in the house at the time the bill was passed. Sure. And that is lawful. So I don't see the basis of recalling the law. I mean,
moreover, if speaker says that there should be a consensus with the minority group in parliament. In fact, this bill was not passed in the absence of the minority group in parliament. They were there. They couldn't raise any issue as far as the bill is concerned until after the bill was passed, before they came out to tell the Ghanaian people that the bill they passed in 2024 is not the same as what has been passed in 2026. So I started asking myself that, can a bill be automatically transferred from the previous parliament to the new parliament? And the answer came that no. So what is the basis of the statement of the MPP that the bill which was passed in 2024, it is not the same as the one that has been passed in 2026. And if you think the previous bill or the 2024 bill contains certain things that will strengthen the bill, that will strengthen the law after it has been assented by the president to become a law, why didn't you pass it when you were in power? But you have waited. The president wrote a letter to parliament. Even that one, the president breached a procedural process. The president breached a constitution procedure. Because the constitution has never given power to the president to write a letter to stop parliament from transferring a bill to his office. What the constitution says is that you have to accept it. Now, when you accept it and you have a reservation, you write it to parliament that because of this, I am unable to assent to the bill. Other than that, you have to refer the bill to your Council of State. Then they will look at it and reconsider the areas or the portions where you feel you have problems with it. Then it will go through the process, it will come back to you, then you assent to it again. But in this case, we didn't see anything of that sort. And the reason why I am still on MPP is because President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is a lawyer. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is a lawyer. He has been an astute lawyer, in fact, a long-term serving lawyer in this Ghanaian political environment. So if the bill contains certain things that he feels may infringe upon the fundamental human rights of the people, and for that matter, he is unable to assent to it, it is just about taking a paper and then writing a letter to parliament that because of this, because of that, as a constitutional lawyer, sitting back and observing what you have brought before me, these portions of the bill may violate the fundamental human rights of the people of Ghana, and so therefore, I won't sign until you reconsider. Then parliament will do justice with whatever you have instructed them to do. But if you write a letter to prevent parliament from passing from submitting the bill to your office, then you go to opposition. After going to opposition, you are now blaming the current government that they haven't passed the bill which was passed in 2024. Meanwhile, even this current one, when it was being passed, you were there. Why didn't you raise those concerns? After the bill has been passed, you are now coming to seek sympathy from the people of Ghana. We don't understand the parliamentary procedures. So whatever happened when it comes to parliamentary procedure must be done in parliament, not in front of camera.
Not in front of camera. The question he asked was, can a bill passed in parliament be reversed? You've heard the views of Bernard and also Samuel Kain, who speaks for the NDC. Yes, a bill can be reversed, but through proper legal procedures. Once Parliament passes a bill, it becomes a law after presidential assent. It can still be changed in three ways. Amendment of the law. Parliament can introduce a new amendment bill, modify the specific sections of the existing law, and keep the law but adjust controversial clauses. But this is not the most common method. Number two, repeal of the law. That's the full reversal. Parliament can completely cancel a law by passing a repeal bill, going through the full legislative process again first reading, second reading, committee stages, third reading, and also presidential assent. And this is politically difficult, but legally possible. And the third thing that can happen is judicial intervention, where the Supreme Court comes in. The Supreme Court can strike down a law or pass of it if it is found to be unconstitutional, declared it invalid even after it has been passed. And this is one of the strongest legal checks. The important clarification here for our viewers is that a bill does not become permanent once passed. It can always be reviewed if Parliament or the court acts, but it requires political consensus or legal justification. So a law passed by Parliament is not final forever. It can be amended, repealed, or struck down by court, but only through a formal constitutional process. And that is where we find ourselves now. Now, if it's calling for that reversal, or it's calling that they should re-look at it, the key question that becomes, once a parliament passes a law based on morality and value, can it be reversed? That's the follow-up question he said. And more importantly, should it be reversed at all? I don't really get it. But the strong moral and cultural checking point has to be with the backing of Parliament and strong opposition from civil society and human rights advocates, the international attention and legal scrutiny. So the debate now is not only about the content of the law, but about its performance in the Ghana's legal system. So that is where we find ourselves. The other question that was sent in from Enoch is that I'm listening to you guys from Nwa. Tell your man to stop mentioning MPP. That's what I said. You should just answer his questions and discuss and stop calling MPP into it. Well, I don't know why. Is that? But a speaker cannot recall or cancel a bill simple because it was passed in his absence, even by virtue of the speaker's role is is a presiding officer of a parliament, guidance of parliamentary procedure, final authority on order and debate inside the house. But the speaker acts as a neutral referee, not a lawmaker. That's one thing we should all know. The speaker acts as a neutral referee, but not a lawmaker. Even if the speaker was absent when a bill was passed, he cannot reverse the decision of Parliament. He cannot recall a bill after it has been passed. He cannot invalidate a vote already taken. He cannot act alone to reopen the legislation. So once Parliament properly passes a bill, it becomes a collective decision of the House, not dependent on the Speaker's presence. So the question is, what happens if the Speaker was absent? If the Speaker is absent, the Deputy presided over it, the Parliament continues it were legally, decisions were made, are still valid if the quorum is met and the procedures are followed. So absence of the Speaker does not cancel the proceedings. So that is for you extensively, because the Speaker of Parliament has no constitutional power to recall or reverse a bill passed in his absence. Parliamentary decisions are collective, and once a bill is properly passed, any change must go through the Parliament again or the court, not the speakers individually. So that is, I think that is what Bagman is looking at. Let's go through the procedures. They can relook. He's a referee.
You see, the issue is
that no, I just educate my views.
Okay.
He's a referee.
Okay.
He's not a lawmaker. He can show his opinion. That is why some of the newspapers will say majority leader versus speaker, and majority leader he cannot. Yes, that's the procedures, but that is what we go through it. 053-715-8638 is the number. The phone line is now duly activated. We are getting ourselves educated. You can also add your voices to it. And you wanted to say something before I went to...
Yeah, like I said, you see, all that you read, if Speaker wants to have a change in the bill or whatsoever, I think two ways. It is either the president refuse it, and then maybe.
Oh, well, let me pick a call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
But you didn't maybe afraid. Yes, sir. Okay, say it.
Maybe issue no. Ever would have ever a year, everything and come in the year. Maybe it was a year for the because I hope with issue. The Muslim President Mama said, on the top of the back, or government is very important. I feel in the year so you know that I don't know that I said, your former previous government, not President, I have about 1 year. So, what is the I have one and put it in almost a best. Maybe the first best extra letter there. I hope moving to walk right. I do the empty before what you want to. Now, the Lima is a speaker. The opinion have what they know. What would be wrong with you? They are I think I'm the Muslim, no one to say it is our punishment. They have more. Let's say, what will be here? You don't know who can present for what other. What is who can present or Pakistan? The power to speak a one plan and say, oh, who wants to down? That is zero. The new wood here. Get a fire, another other what you would mean than this. And that's all the other that.
We can do
You don't do. And also the gun of the enemy. And the book, they are what to put up of the year and no war. I want you all back. Make you have to put to wood, or maybe up for some. After the year of who that take off, to make it to Sacramento after Hanover. Maybe by the work or who could sit up for which one would be. Bring the department activation. You're paying the same.
Amen. Matter say do you that's no pay 053-715-8638 and numbers also be to me after Obanyo Chawo. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, sir. Mr. Morris, to say.
Name Diana Mitapi Clinic and Nase, Martin, Telana, or Mechanic. What do you know? NGT to a more comfortable or see about best penny in penny for than what you want. And I think for your health, say, Yamaya, if you your gratitude for. First, now, 5 years, my so, because you know, they are looking about my here. I'm a camera match. Now, you look at me and say, Ghana for people, I can't move here, sorry. First, I need what you have put out for play. All the other say, now, look what I see out and my Emma and my now from someone who are 1 hour. And this was my thank you. Let me see that cruise. Oh, my God, who was again, as mother and friend. I'm a woman. Oh, I'm going to Mama, and yes, yes, Mama, I agree. Mama, and for Mama. Then you are close to me. So we know because the mother of the time. I give your Mama, I think but you think when you put a drop of what you go, to be more today. But it is another one that will be able to say, then you are walking. And so, do think, quality conquer. And say, I won't get to do. This was the story of one of people. And those who want to go to the center media, this was the one of people. I don't have to do so, and then you are the person away.
Right, Mr. Morris. Good morning. 053-715-8638. and number 0537158638. And number is also between the Wajintre Afaso and Yamayadum Omolanche, the national. Good morning, sir. Samuel from
Ni Atram.
Hey, Ni Atram. Charlie Tete. No hitch. Oh, okay. You sure I cannot fear no fine. Wanda yo washi ake bohu. Ota wa lebi ne okwa wanda ota wa nipo okwa contribution. No one both way.
Yo, mama, mama me yo ni osiyo ni America's MBBNC. If you say how. For the one is essence. President in the legacy API of the Mobasi change, the initiative for the BGB, the initiative for the circle intelligence, the initiative is essentially the Mama. The men have a will not here. I can actually none at one. With more Judas, you be putting the bloggers, you can boss, you can know from one when she won properly true. Fair or whatever you are, mean a deviation form. Coming back to issue and stress on one day I can I'm a petrol. No, my papa in my BRK before MTV Bashi, fair no, we are very true almost 16-15. She petrol more like a tia who every guitar is a 23. That advice about you, that's 17, 16, that much power. The only for past 2 years, no one any MC bar. Any maintain petrol in the EC. A bound in my IC. Need or the other transport in our transport. Eventually, I'm a fair no, I'm a fair worker. That she J. Petrol pay you need. I'm a support for me. She needs to die. I'm doing that. The war was in Bachelor. I'm about papers, and you know. President by Yen, I was so kind to out of the Hotel and I bet you I'll be here and can be fair or fair. Then I come in. No, I catch you at the share at the press conference about a transport fare of 20%. Nearly 7 flat, I will tapushi. I do particularly absolutely yes, I came out actually. No, I fight you, but I'm not here for Naka issue any bar. GPS be about a regular biate. J. I bet you Funaka. You won't feel Funakania Amone. A mamma can be now. In America, that can tell me what is partition, may all this as a any. Can you put be inside a few? Now, about bomb feeling my name in Lord Basana, in many and like a double sound. That I believe no need many agency and my name. Let's come back to Parliament. Speaker, I like being a I'll be like a president, lay that no, as I happen to the same apply the president of London, I'm calling Yanaka parliamentarians. I'm touching, I'm actually I can be my design. Today, not about more, very open, a coach, a sign that as an equal. Give to Melissa, Nasa, Upper Nasa, Ibaka Lisa. My knowledge concerns now with the Banana who are here, Ibaka Lisa. Can be now, if you buy a council of elders, Unuba, you know, man, you unwan, if that in there, a governor said, they can't have any. There can be a talk all the time, come and family here on ye, but there is sign out. Well, what going to be back? President is not supporting it. The top worker is bound to happen. Any time when the bill is ready, I'll go to sign. Well, fair was like a president, when you time. This is one push like a sign when you got to the MPB and Friday.
Oradon Ani Atram joining us this morning. 0537158638 is the number. 0537158638 is the numbers. You can also call us by no child with me, friend. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Miriam. But you would name the baby of Frefi.
Roman Father.
Roman Father. Okay, it's you.
Yes, then. Now, for what's up? Make what we did. Yeah, it's coming out. The person, he was down to my power. One that for visible for years, for now, what we I mean, but one of our former head from the conclusion. I just said that I say, I'm the woman, captain. Again, forgot you are a man. Now, that's what I'm what are you talking about? What you talking about? Now, they want to now for power and some media. You can't say the first time I fought as a speaker of the way. It's a power with the method of the engine. Now, it didn't feel the fire with children. How the fuck was dropped? And the level was what you got. On my way, from Sushi, Islam, the piece of what yes, and also it's the dear man to what the man will back up. That's how we can say, you will get over there. Once my boss is going to go to my head, but I'm not the so what man is not the one to be up? We remember that with the guardians of this class. That's how I see that. For me, you won't. This is my dear man. That's what they're saying. But you said the truth. I'm not going to book. I took for them. That's how I'm going to get so very strong over that. Because the past, no. You're just fine there. The book is the but the book is doing. So I'm saying, what is that? If that's for one, the very the woman is but the big girl of the boy. We were the girl to come to walk. Every day, walk up with his mom. People are the there's nobody not fighting. For yay.
Yamin Council, Roman Father. A very good morning to Roman Father. 0537158638. And numbers in 0537158638. And numbers now on Subi to me. Edward Drintra Faso. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Ebi. At the same Aquaba. Ebi it's you and a pay.
Yo, my child pay. And this is my child paying. Nani church at my leave. And in near me, see on our to on our idea of child in her. My main answers. Oh, that not I'm a friend and you say. Again, then only a few months as a movie, before someone to ask. Oh, yes, and job for you. It's the speaker, Pacha said, first, you know, pass no, or now, where now. Ah, and say no, where she shall soon. In Sandy, ha. That's most as a movie, winning, or for him, fans, and as I did, or make up parliament, I'm passing. And he don't and you don't need your air possible. Time alone, we now did 2 more parliament now, almost pass the air, go do, on my opinion, and I won't pass also on sign. That issue will appear one thing and a big bar, Becasafa, and not be like the court, so I said, then, FI was here. Now, and this MPs, you know. Some all you should do that statement we are now, MPs follow the issue, that your friends and statement we. Now, dear, we all be no one dear to me, we all speak over out. Every cast from chain sign. Eh? May catch that will speak, may catch any in this Yapa. Yet, you can be a pepper so late or now come. Yet, now, Emma Sam, sure some way, yes, so I find that a cable. What's say that no man signing him was all I can do with a beard you mean. I dare you can also pray a section of collaborate your prayer. You nyinaa yɛ so nyame yɛ kɔ asɔre yɛ so nyame nyankopɔn akyi wade na yɛ di agorɔ yɛdidi agorɔ sɛ obi ɛmɛma yɛ biribi ndidi no yɛ nyame de ma ɔman Ghana nyinaa nso n'ani adwuma nhwɛ yɛ so sɛbi ɛhuhu bra wɔ sika fiw yi ɛna ɛba bɛboa yɛ ɔman anim ansa na yɛ sa akɔ yɛ ano ɔman Ghana nso na ɔbɛtwitwa mu na ɔbɔ bra ɔman hyɛ yɛn yɛ atamɔfo ɔwɔ no kasa ɔman hyɛ yɛ ɔmo nya yi ha yɛ bɛhwɛ yɛ ho ɛnya deɛ bɛsosɔ saa de wuli so ɛmmerɛ aba sɛ yɛ paase dɔ wɔn wa obɛyɛ nyɛfa nkoto kɔ nyɛ so efiase ne ɛkyɛ wa yɛfa fa bi nka wɔn ho mede sɛ nka bɛyɛ korɔ wɔn kyɛ wo bra na ka no ano ne yɛ o ɛyɛ ebufu yɛ kan papa wɔn yɛ saa de wɔ hyɛ wɔn kuro so hwɛ ɛyi nyakopɔ ebufu hyɛ wɔ ɛbɔ so yɛ nyinaa yɛ ni twia ɛba so atorɛnja no to wɔn ɛyɛ ɛwurade akyiwade so na wɔsotɔ so na yɛ te Ghana ha na ebi mo afi ebi sɛ bebie tra ɔmo ani ɔmo yɛ ku wɔ Ghana ha a wɔn nenam sukuu so kyekyɛkyekyɛ ade yɛ mpanyinfoɔ no tete hɔ na wɔn mu anaasɛ wɔn mu na bàbá mi yɛ ɔmo apase adeɛ wɔ yi a wosan ba out ma bɛka sɛ de ɔmo yɛ break wate na ndc fo ne deɛ mi ka mi si yɛ wuli nipa wɔ yɛ wɔ yɛ ni na hɔ yɛ wɔ yɛ ni ɛna hɔ na saa deɛ wɔ yɛ nsosɔ so ne ɔtena ka ho ɛkɔ dɔm apɛni anim na wansan yɛ deɛ yɛ wɔ no yɛ so yɛ bɛka deɛ akyerɛ no yɛ nsosɔ saa deɛ wɔ so ɛno na yɛ NPP fo de kɔ opposition ne ɔmo corrupt ɛyi no ɔmo de kɔ opposition no ɛno kora yɛ mu na bi akosi mɛsrɛ ɛyi ɛfɛ ne sɛ sugar factory hɔ no yɛ sɛ ɛyi security fo bi bɔ ho ban ama beebi wɔ hɔ esum wɔ hɔ ɔmo a wɔn mu wiwia ho yɛ ɔmo yɛ sɛ ahe a yɛ sɛ 12 months sɛ ahe ma de dwa ɔmo ka yɛsrɛ no NDC fo muntwa ɔmo ka na ɔmo hyɛ wɔn na saa sugar factory nso mo ma ne yɛ adwuma yɛ project bi a yɛayɛ mo ma wɔn ni nkɔ do sɔ bi mɛ ɛne adeɛ so factory ni ɛmo hospitals no yɛn bi yɛfa yɛn ni nkɔ hɔ no yɛn siesie ne yɛ adwuma na ɛbɛku ne yɛ adwuma yɛ yɛkasa yɛ project afe wɔtwe aman bɔnni a NPP fo bɛ bɔ ɔmo gyina ne nyinaa to yɛaba power yɛtwɛn dɛ so bi mɛ na ɛda wɔn ɛnyɛ abata ɔmo ɔtɔn hwɛ hospitals a yɛ gya ne yɛ gyina ɔmo ne yɛbɛka wɔfo agyana wawawa na wɔadi mu sika a wɔte yɛnyɛ kyerɛ mu a yɛnyɛ ntwe wɔn nenam wɔn agyana wawawa ne yɛsɔ ne sikɔ ne yɛkeka ɛna agyana wawawa yɛdeɛ no a yɛgya si wɔ yɛayɛ NDC mese gyegye wa sɛ futuo de tu yɛ si aso mu a ɛbɛdi yɛ nya na so yɛ yɛ nkuntunuma ɛde boɔ ɔman Ghana ɛso yɛ nneɛma nketenkete bi na ɛde akɔ opposition adɛn ɛne yɛayɛ yɛ ho saa ne yɛ gya nkɔfo wɔn bɛ wɔn nyano na wɔn ayɛ sɛ ntɔfo hyɛ mu wɔn bɛka saa na wɔn te sɛ ɛna kyerɛ wɔn ayɛ saa ne sɛ ntɔfo hyɛ mu na akaadi ka ɔmo nka ho hwee.
All right, AB Hannah AB dear about Drew 0537158638 air numbers now over to me a friend any didn't come on anɔpɛ yɛtie o ɛnkyɛ bi a yɛbɛsɔre dwumadie so wɔn nso a wɔntumi mfrɛ no wobɛtumi asɛn no messages afa ɛyɛ 053715. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Mpakyɛ wo din ne baabi a ɔfrɛ fi. Abdallah Tano so Teshima yɛtie wo anɔpɛ yi. Amen.
Now, my man, my young on those forms of that. Mona, my young they say, she didn't be blah. Or Mamma told me so, my dinner, what would she downtown? I don't come back. And couch, what you almost with said. Then Mamma teacher and small wine. But when you meet me far, yeah, one says, now, some can say, that's where we. Esi tumu ni ayi bɛrima ne ba esi mmaa nso ma Nyankopɔn bɛsɛ man ɔbɛhye man ase ɛma saa de wei aba yɛse president kɔka sɛ wei ɛno no ɛnyɛ adeɛ ha ɛyɛ n'asɛm no saa no nkɛyɛ sɛ Ghana yɛwo yɛto yɛ nanam saa de wei yɛmpɛ sɛ yɛbɛkɔ so koraa. Desi apa ye ana ye ka ho asem na je so mo na mo ye no mtum ye o de NPP for mo ta mo dia de no boy mo si emu odin ai merana no odin dodo mo ama ai president na san ɛna we mo so aba ɔmo so aba be tutu mu a mo se emira no so ensem no mu so anu omere ene so mo pe mo ni tu ta no ko si kwata kwata ɛni ɔmo de ana ɔmo no sa su no mu bi na eba beti ɔmo ti na mo ɛyɛ sa ɔmo yɛ sa kata so ni na so sɛ de be yɛ ni fu a ɛni zo mi on ka dia ɛni de be ba bia ni get into me se present one sign is a new doctor ni pa sɛ ye bi ya no kan no ɛwɔ yɛ mu ye de ko ma ɛmo panyin ba ko na ye wɔ twɛ ye se wɔ twɛ ɛyi sɛ wɔ sɛ ɔma aban ne san ye be ye phone me na mo ka mi hwɛ no ɛyi mo ba sɛ wɔ to so that stroke gra the change that's me would do one no support wa na ko bra aso twɛ ba so enti ɔmo ma ye ya sunu twɛ ne sa su ba na ɔmo ye mo se mo ta mo anu we mo so ba ya mo sa si me mu ɔmo ɛne sa ne ye ne ɛna mo se ɛyi obi ɛya ye nu ko tum ɔmo ba ko ye sɛ ye nu ko tum no ɔmo ko ye sa de e ju ɔmo yi ku ɔmo se sa ɛni ye tin sɛ obi abla ɛnyɛ na de so wɔ ko mbra sɛ ta su ba ne ni su ba papa
ya te
na ba ye so de ba wo obi ano ɔnye no ye ta ne ki sɛ dan ne mana aba re ba ne ti mu sɛ ɔmo skaba amafo kutu na ko mka mu so mba ye kutu sia no beti ɔmo tutu kutu ye kutu sia ɛna ne so ba ɔmo be ma skaba ye kutu ndiye bo abana ba so
okay yeah, that's a Saidu from Thanos to Chiman 05 celebration. I don't know whether you chanced on it.
No, I didn't.
But the lunch was done yesterday.
I didn't even watch it.
Oh, really? And your own boss, Free Young.
Free Young. I didn't do.
Yes, a free anchor is the one that has to do with the National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Lunch.